Today we're going to continue our study of Chapter 7, Understanding Weather, with the second part of Lesson 1, so 7.1b, Water in the Air. We have two objectives for today. You should be able to list 3 types of cloud forms and identify 4 kinds of precipitation by the end of the lesson. So let's start out with clouds. Don't forget to go back and watch the brain pop on clouds and complete that quiz. And make sure you're logging in through ClassLink or I will not get your results. Clouds are a collection of small water droplets or ice crystals that are suspended in the air, which forms when the air is cooled and condensation occurs. They are classified by form and by altitude, so how high up in the atmosphere they are. Cumulus clouds look like balls of cotton. They're the puffy white clouds that tend to have flat bottoms. Stratus clouds form in layers, and then cirrus clouds are those thin, feathery, I call them wispy clouds that are found at really high altitudes. So let's take a look at each of these. Here are your cumulus clouds. See, it kind of looks like a ball of cotton, typically with a flat bottom. Stratus clouds, these are those just dreary, gloomy days. They're not as tall as cumulus clouds, but they cover more area. They're kind of like a blanket. And then the cirrus clouds, you can see like they're just wispy. It's like somebody took a paintbrush and just wisped it through the air. And these are made of ice crystals because they're so high up in the atmosphere. So you can see that most of these, they're formed from stratus, cirro, or cumulus. So you start out at the bottom, here are stratus, and then nimbostratus and stratocumulus. So you're just combining words together. Here are the cumulus, and mid-level we have altocumulus, then altostratus. And then these big bad boys are cumulonimbus clouds. Those are the big thunderstorm clouds. And then cirrostratus, cirrus, and cirrocumulus. So you can see it's just combining words as you go through the atmosphere. So the low clouds are made up of water drops. There's no specific prefix used to describe low clouds. So just stratus, nimbostratus, stratocumulus. The middle clouds can be made up of both water drops and ice crystals, and the prefix alto is used to describe middle clouds. If you know anything about music, if you sing alto, you're kind of in the middle, soprano's up top. High clouds, because of the cold temperatures at high altitude, high clouds are made up of ice crystals, and the prefix cirro, C-I-R-R-O, is used to describe the high clouds. We know that rain is the most common form of precipitation. Sleet forms when rain falls through a layer of freezing air. Snow forms when temperatures are so cold that water vapor changes directly into a solid. And then hail are balls or lumps of ice that fall from clouds. They're kind of like popcorn. And a lot of people get hail and sleet confused. Sleet is it's normally tiny. It just falls, starts out as rain, falls through a layer of freezing air, and of course freezes and then falls to the ground. Hail kind of bounces around like popcorn before it pops. It's just going up and down, so it's constantly freezing and refreezing and getting larger as it does that. So the stronger the thunderstorm, the more of an updraft you have, and the larger the hail can be. All right, to make sure you go back and watch the brain pop, log in through ClassLink on snowflakes, complete the quiz, and then make sure you come back and watch this short video on the snowflake man. It's really interesting. So this is the end of lesson 7.1b. The next time we will move on to lesson 7.2, and we will talk about air masses and fronts.